So Wheel of Time got canceled late Friday, early Friday afternoon. No, mid Friday afternoon after I was done with Double D's, and we do the whole joke, is Wheel of Time canceled? It was. I just didn't know it at the time. They do, the Deadline does this whole thing about how, it was financial, even though it had high views, this and that. And I broke it down on my first video. You can go watch that. Essentially, though, it's all bullshit. This thing was always going to fail because it was a lore-breaking nightmare. And it was only liked by stands. So for today, I'm not going to go into this deeply because I have a whole slew of things planned for you guys for the next few days. What I do want to do is let's take a look at the stands. Let's check in on the stands. This first guy right here actually liked it, but says all the reasons why it was terrible. Although it's cognitive dissonance, talking about, Rafe was terrible, but season 3 was an improvement. Okay, you can't improve a season where you on anything when you literally turned all characters gay. You literally destroyed relationships and you changed the plot to suit your relationships. So there can't be an improvement, but that's just like a semi-normal person. Thankful to Zoe Robbins for bringing my favorite ball of loving anger to life. This was supposed to be a there's a close up of that. This is supposed to be a busty brown-haired white girl, basically like Midwest corn-fed booby. That's what she was supposed to be. They turned it into an angry black woman.
Of course.
Who's ugly. Who is ugly.
That gif reminds me of I Am Legend when the zombie screams.
That's good. So that's who they turned her into. And also a horrible actress. And they ruined a romantic relationship, which took like 7 or 8, 9 books to get to. They had them have sex in the first season. Because reasons. Let's see. Wheel of Time cannot be real. No.
It's a real person.
They all behave like this. Jed, how many times have we seen the I'm crying, I am sobbing, I'm throwing up shit?
It's constantly. They attach their entire identity to these shitty shows.
Yes.
And then talk about bragging about how their bodily functions are tied to the reception to these shows. It's weird. It's insane. This is actually diagnosable behavior that these people should be institutionalized. If you're vomiting because a show got canceled, or, oh my God, that was so great, I'm literally vomiting in happiness. You have a bowel condition. You have a mental disorder. You need a doctor to cut open your stomach and see what's wrong. And you need a psychologist to dissect your brain and figure out where the chemicals and neurons are wrong. Because this is beyond therapy. This therapy cannot fix this. You need neurosurgery to fix this.
28 minutes. Somebody write that down. 28 minutes. I got to make new clip.
So
go ahead.
There's something about this next tweet you have up right now that it just doesn't make sense because this person says greedy executives that care nothing, blah, 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 despite them performing exceptionally well. If it was performing well, they would milk it. That's what greed does. Greed, if it was performing well, greed would
override everything.
Yeah, it would promote them to continue milking it.
We see this all the time with these people who, whether or not they're writing for a politically charged show like Doctor Who or something like that, or responding to stuff on Twitter like this, they don't understand what capitalism, greed, or any of these things are. They're just like, they're capitalists, so they must want to get rid of all their workers and lose all their money. What? Right. Yeah. And so, this is a fundamental misunderstanding of what the evil capitalists in this case would do.
It's just the two things can't be true. Either they're not greedy or it wasn't doing well. And I don't think that they're not greedy.
Yeah, no, it literally...
And also, so this kind of behavior I would expect from maybe a 15, 16-year-old girl. Well,
these people are childish.
Adults.
They have the mentality of children. And every one of them... The only reason they watch this show is because of the gay fantasies they have about it and all the characters gay. Literally, during the show's airing, it's all about the characters being gay together. That's all the commentary was about. Or how they dressed. Or, look, it's mother. Oh, it's mother. That's one of those terms I hate. Oh, it's mother.
It reminds me of somebody who... It reminds me of My Immortal, actually.
No!
Because it's like they want these things to be fan fiction, right? And so that's all they want in it is just these fanfic relationships.
Yep. Wheel of Time canceled. Okay, Jeff Bezos, obviously a dark friend. See, this is somebody trying to be clever. Like I learned the term when I watched this show. Idiots. Wheel of Time were the friends we made along the way. This is what this. Oh, there's a particular standout here who has a gay hard-on for the dude. This guy who they got to play Rand. Let me go back one second here. For oh god, don't want to hear the audio. For like this guy right here when he had hair. He played Rand al'Thor. There was a count out there's like, oh Joshua, you're so beautiful. Oh, this and that. Thank you for portraying the best Rand al'Thor possible. They did that whole thing. There are people out there, and I don't understand this. I mean, it's one thing for us to like want to have sex with Sydney Sweeney because she's got great tits. That's one thing to obsess about her lustfully, but there these weirdos who watch these shows from this to Doctor Who, Jed, you've seen it yourself, to Disney Star Wars, to Kurtzman Trek, to Rings of Power. They attach some sort of deranged, close, personal.
It's a parasocial relationship.
Yeah, okay. Great.
It's an actual neurological or a psychological disorder is creating parasocial relationships. They actually need therapy for this because they believe that these relationships are real or would be real to such a degree that they can't differentiate between reality and their fantasy. And it's a legitimate diagnosis, a legitimate thing that you need help for.
Yeah.
Because it's insane. This guy has no idea who you are, and that's fine. Nothing against him for that.
Oh, yeah, yeah. I mean, now listen, some of these people have said a lot of stupid shit in their interviews, but in general, I agree with you. They don't know who you are, and that's fine. But the point is, these people who get attached to it, they think that these are their friends. They think that these people, these actors, not just the characters, but these actors are their friends. When they watch an interview, like, oh my God, they're talking to me. They're talking to me. That's how stalkers are made.
Mm-hmm. Oh, 100%. The parasocial relationship is step one in the stalker line. Yeah. And they can't differentiate between the actor and the portrayal. They can't separate those two things. So, it's not just that they're in love with the character. They think they're the same thing, whether or not they were able to admit it.
Yeah. And, you just made me think of something. What doesn't help is when they're pushing this, seeing yourself represented in these characters, right? Because then people will see that and they'll relate to them on an even more personal level.
The shows did cultivate this sort of dependency, this incestuous relationship between the consumer and the product to a degree that it's their fault. They did cultivate this absolutely with the seeing yourself in it. They're breeding egotism, they're breeding narcissism, and the sexual fantasy, because that's what it ultimately comes down to. It's a fetish for these people, and I 100% blame the studios. It is their fault that they're cultivating this audience, and yet they're surprised when this audience is so small.
Yes.
A fetish things are small niche things. Like, as much as I think furries are gross and disgusting, it's fine for them to exist in their small spaces. I wouldn't want to get rid of them or purge them from society, even though I get visibly sick when I think about them for too long. But they should absolutely be able to exist. But you can't market things to such a small fetish group, because fetish groups are by their very nature small.
And you used an excellent word there, consumer. These are consumers. These are not customers. These are not fans. These are consumers. They're fake fans. They're stans. And like you said, they usually have some mental disorder which expresses it in the ways we've just discussed. And also, you get stuff like this. If the effing Prime Video won't continue Wheel of Time, then any other streaming service like Netflix, HBO Max, and Disney Plus. Wow. Here we go. It's Acolyte all over again. Please make a petition. I'm hoping they make a petition. That's more video content for me to watch them fail. Remember, Acolyte only got, in the end, 81 to 82,000 votes, which is nothing. This show get nothing, because as I documented during the weeks leading up to this, and I'll show it again, Wheel of Time Season 3 only charted once or twice, and that's towards the very end. And it never showed up on Samba. And Jed, as we always say, when you show up on Nielsen, if it's a multi-season show, there's a caveat to that. It's logging all minutes viewed for previous seasons. And these weirdos will literally watch this shit on repeat over and over and over again, knowing that.
That's why minutes watched is a bogus metric.
Terrible
Absolutely.
Metric. Yeah.
But yeah, you can take advantage of it. If you get enough people together, if those 80,000 people unified for the Acolyte and just watch the show on repeat, put it up on a bunch of different devices in their own houses and just put it on a cycle, a loop, an endless loop, it would seem like it was being successful, but it's really just 81,000 views.
Yep. Damn it, Amazon, for canceling one time. I really liked that show and wanted to see where it went. I haven't read the books, but I love the show. Well, that explains it. If you'd read the books, you wouldn't like it. You wouldn't like it because it's bastardization. And so now the gnashing of teeth begins. And how much you want to bet the whole argument of, oh my God, this is why streaming is terrible. I mean, streaming is terrible. But they need to let these shows cook. They need to let them cook.
Does it take longer than 3 seasons to cook something?
Well, maybe it takes more than 24 episodes over 3 seasons. Remember when seasons used to be 20 plus episodes?
Yeah.
That was letting something happen. These things take 2 years, and they only put out 8 episodes.
It's disgraceful, honestly.
Yeah, it is. Thanks for watching, everyone. If you enjoyed the video, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, check out my gaming channel at Renaissance Nerd Arcade, and follow me on X Twitter under @TheRedNerd. Thanks again for watching. Take it easy.